Hi, everyone. In this particular module, we're going to look at some specialty courts that work more along the lines or designed to be more of a rehabilitative model than a strict prosecutorial uh, model. Sorry. And in the rehabilitative type of prosecution, we're looking to address a person's criminogenic needs. In other words, what's causing them to create or to commit crimes. In the drug court model is an attempt to, again, address a person's addiction to drugs. And we can do it in one of two ways. The first method is the pre-conviction drug program, where an individual goes to drug court, and it's a dedicated courtroom, which means you have a judge that works in that courtroom all of the time, and you have a prosecutor assigned to that court every time. Having a prosecutor assigned to a specific courtroom is a technique of prosecution called vertical prosecution. Vertical prosecution means that that prosecutor has a caseload from the very beginning the case comes in at the arraignment stage and follows that case all the way to its completion, either by a conviction or by having charges dismissed at the end of completing a successful program. This provides an opportunity for a defendant to either gain the benefit of not obtaining a criminal conviction at the end of this program, or it is a post-conviction program that the defendant does obtain a conviction but does not face a period of incarceration. So we're kind of dangling a carrot in front of the person, for lack of a better term. Here, if you complete this program, your charges will be dismissed. Again, this is called the pre-conviction program. The defendant must agree that he or she will go to an inpatient drug treatment program. The case is continued, and that person's case is strictly monitored for the period that the person is in an inpatient program. We then oftentimes impose a period afterwards where we monitor the person to make sure that they continue to receive outpatient treatment, and we can put conditions on them, such as not to be in a particular location where drugs are known to be bought and sold, conditions of employment, and certainly conditions that they not receive any new arrests for a drug-related offense or any other related offense. We monitor that person for a period of up to sometimes a year, anywhere from usually 6 months to a year, depending on the length of the inpatient program that the person attends. Again, this is an attempt to divert somebody from the criminal justice system to avoid them obtaining a criminal conviction. But maybe their addiction is so great that we wanted to monitor that person for a long time and make sure that they do what they're supposed to do. And in the end, it satisfies the role of the criminal justice system, one of which is obviously to rehabilitate a person. The post-conviction program works very much along the same lines. However, what it means is a person will plead guilty to a period of incarceration. This is usually meant for a person that has prior criminal convictions, and maybe they're just not mere possessors of an illegal substance. Maybe they're a one-time seller. Many times in the criminal justice system, we see people who engage in minor sales of narcotics in order to support their habit. And if they have no convictions for any violent offense and no prior convictions for sale, we plead the person to a higher prison sentence, we can plead them for anywhere from up to 5 to 10 years, with the agreement that they engage in intensive inpatient treatment, followed by a outpatient treatment. And again, we put conditions on the person, such as not to associate with certain persons that he or she may be in concert with when selling drugs, not to frequent a certain location, and engage in an attempt to obtain full-time or part-time employment, or obtain a GED, or obtain a college degree. So we can strictly monitor that person to make sure that they fulfill all of those conditions. Again, it's a chance that they take because they've already entered a guilty plea to a period of incarceration. And if they fail, when they're brought in for checkup dates that are given to defendants in these types of programs, they're brought back into court on a routine basis. A report is generated, usually by somebody that is in the dedicated courtroom along with the prosecutor and the judge, and they get reports from the providers of the treatment programs. And if the person continues to do well, they then receive a suspended jail sentence with a period of probation, and they do have a conviction, and they are further monitored during the terms of their probation. The advantage to this program is if the person is unsuccessful after they have entered their plea, either by not completing the treatment or suffering a new arrest, that defendant immediately receives sanctions, either the full amount of time that they have pled to, or sometimes a period of probation that's less than what they pled to, and they're given another opportunity after they come out to engage in treatment programs. This way, the person has already entered a guilty plea, and we can immediately move to sentencing. Again, this program is usually used for somebody that is at a higher risk because they've obtained criminal convictions in the past. This is the post-plea conviction drug treatment, drug court plan. Again, it attempts to reduce prison overcrowding, rehabilitate the individual so that they don't end up incarcerated, but it also provides the prosecution with a tool to immediately sanction the person if they have failed to complete the program. That is the drug court program.